the quote, physically better quarterback right now. So, Shannon, whose side are you on here?
I love T.O., but I'm going to have to disagree with him. Because I think the thing is this is why you hired Mike McCarthy. You believe that you have the pieces in place right now to get to and contend for a Super Bowl. And if you were to sign Brady and move on for Dak, that's a short term. Now, you know what happened. Skip, when did Troy Aikman retire? 2000? They've been searching for a quarterback for basically 2 decades.
Wow.
So you're willing to give that up? Yeah.
But they had one in 2016. What are you talking about?
Okay, my bad. They've been searching for a guy for 16 years, which is almost 2 decades. Okay, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to get...
Well, he was the offensive rookie of the year. I think that qualifies as, we found him.
Fair.
Well, if you move on, have you found him? Okay, then, which makes my... Why do you keep interrupting me? I didn't even ask you a question.
You just need to be put back on track.
The move wouldn't make any sense to me because it'd be a short-term solution, and then you'd be back in the same position that you were in for the previous 16 years before Dak, like you like to say,
fell heaven.
Yeah, into their laps. Because everybody that gets a quarterback that's not taken in the first round, he fell into their laps. Skip, look, I believe Brady can still play, but I don't think he's better than Dak is right now. And I don't believe moving forward he would be. I'm not saying Dak's going to win 6 Super Bowls, but I'm saying moving forward, I have more confidence that Dak is going to be the better player than Tom Brady will be moving forward. Therefore, it makes no sense to me to make this decision. If that was the case, hell, you could have kept Jason Garrett. If all you needed was a quarterback, which you keep Jason Garrett and then move on. But you didn't do that. Guess what you got? You got Mike McCarthy. Because what did Jerry say? Jerry says he believes he has the pieces right now to get done what he needs to get done. So I wouldn't do this, Skip. I believe Dak Prescott, I feel very comfortable, you would agree with this too, that Dak Prescott right now and moving forward would be a better option than Tom Brady. I just want to hear you say it.
I find this highly amusing because you don't like Dak and you like Brady even less.
I know.
So it puts you in a corner here because you got to say lesser of evils.
No, Skip. I don't, Skip. See, you got this notion that you have people out there thinking that I dislike that. I don't dislike...
How many times did you give him an F this year?
How many times did he deserve it?
12 times? I don't know.
You had some very crazy grades.
I mean, Janie, he got them empty calories. He had a lot of those Lamar Jackson games. It doesn't do you any good. See, now let me
they barely beat Detroit and you give him an A+.
Skip, let me ask you a question. If, let's just say for the sake of argument, Patrick Mahomes has the type of game that he has, but they don't win the ball game, what are we saying? Empty calorie stats because he was behind by 24 points. Okay, that's all I'm saying with Dak. Dak's behind by 28. Dak's behind by 17. Skip, it only means...
It's not empty calories when you come down to the final play of the game to go to overtime.
Jenny, Did it work? Jenny, what's up at my restaurant? You can always come at any time you want. What you get at my restaurant? I serve Dubs of ale, but I'm world-renowned for them world-famous hot ales.
They must be high-fat ale.
That ain't high-fat. Yeah. Don't worry about it. Who you want?
So, for once... I didn't think a Terrell Owens idea was flat out crazy. I didn't think it was crazy.
But
it's just not realistic. But not crazy either because, look, if in a vacuum, right now, you could assure me that you could put Dak Prescott on ice for a year, maybe 2 years. If you could cryogenically freeze him and like put him back in the back somewhere and he just put him in the freezer back in the back.
Austin Powers.
Yeah, Austin Powers. Just keep him back there in the back in the freezer and then thaw him out in 2 years. I would love that because I'd say right now, this is what I believe. Right here, right now, Tom Brady would give my team a little better chance to go win a Super Bowl next year than Dak Prescott because it's Tom Brady's the GOAT. And I don't believe he's finished. And listen, Tom Brady has never been able to play behind an offensive line like this offensive line because it can really pass protect. Tom Brady has never had a running back like Ezekiel Elliott, not ever in his whole career.
He's washed, though.
Okay, but I didn't say he's washed. But again, he's still better than anything Tom has ever had. And last year, did he have an Amari? No. Did he have a Gallup? No. Did he have a Randall Cobb? I guess Edelman was kind of like Randall Cobb. I don't know, but Edelman's...
But let me ask you a question. When he had the best receiving core in his history, what did he get him? 16-0 regular season, a unanimous MVP, and a what?
And a game-winning drive that got canceled by the luckiest throw in Super Bowl history. He did what he always does. He went down there and scored 2 minutes.
What, called an L?
Well, again, it's up to Belichick's defense to stop
my goodness.
Eli Manning. Well, Eli Manning drove him like 85 yards for a touchdown. So the point is, last year, Tom Brady didn't even have a Blake Jarwin. You like Blake Jarwin.
I like him a lot.
If you gave Tom Brady all these weapons in this line, I'd give him a little better shot than I would with Dak Prescott. But what are you going to do with Dak Prescott? I don't want to cut him loose.
Yeah.
Because then you'd have Tom for a year, maybe two.
And guess what Coach Belichick said? Hell, I didn't even have a Jimmy Garoppolo last year either. Why you bumping your gums telling me what Tom didn't have? Coach Belichick says, guess what I didn't have? A quarterback that could give me more than 14 points at home. Really, Skip?
Bill Belichick last year was the opposite of the executive of the year. He was the worst executive of the year. Because look at what he did to that football team. It's an old football team that is going to be very hard to fix. So good luck with it.
Skip, you make it seem like he didn't go out and try and get pieces. He drafted N'Keal Harry. He tried to get Antonio Brown. He tried to add pieces.
Okay, his job is to see that maybe Mecole Hardman was better, maybe DK Metcalf was better, maybe Michael Thomas was better. Can I keep going?
Jenny, he did. He saw that Jimmy Garoppolo was better, and you beat him up for it. You say that's his job to see who's better. Well, he saw that, and Mr. Kraft overruled him. So now, all of a sudden, he doesn't get a DK Metcalf. He doesn't get a Mecole Hardman. Well, his job is to see those guys come to fruition, where he saw, because he got a guy in the NFC title game. Yes, and a bridge to the future.
Who got dragged there by the rest of his team.
Oh, my goodness.
Is he not the weakest link? You've said it all year. You're speaking out of both sides right now.
If you don't mind,
said all year Jimmy Garoppolo is the X factor.
If you don't mind me asking, the first Super Bowl the Patriots went to, drum roll, please. Did they drag Tom Brady's butt there? He threw one touchdown, Jenny, in 4 playoff games. That's what he did. That's not conjecture. That's not innuendo. That's fact. So what's going on, Skip?
Boy, that Tuck Rule game, he was really good. Now, he did fumble, and it should have been called, and the dynasty shouldn't have launched yet.
And he still didn't throw a touchdown.
But he was really
It was 3 playoff games. My bad, it wasn't 4. They had a home field. They had home field. So in 3 playoff games, he threw 1 touchdown. So the defense drug his butt.
And then he dragged the whole team to victory in the Super Bowl by completing 5 passes in the final drive to set up Vinatieri.
Are we gonna discount that pick 6 that Ty Law started the game off with? Are we going to discount a team that was averaging 35 points a game? Coach Belichick's defense held them to 17.
All I know is the Garoppolo I watched Saturday, he looked like the weakest link to me.
That's what people said about Tom Brady. Remember?
I don't
in the first playoff game. Kurt Warner was the MVP. Marshall Faulk was offensive player of the year. And Coach Belichick defense held him to 17 with the greatest show on turf. They got 2 other guys. Now, Orlando Pace is already in the hall. So is Kurt Warner. So is Marshall Faulk. Now, Torrey Holt and Isaac Bruce are on the ballot.
So, back to Warren
That's what Coach
Moon.
Belichick did.
I've known Warren Moon for a long time because I actually covered some of his games at the University of Washington when I was here at the LA Times. And I loved Warren Moon in college, and I could not believe the NFL thumbed its nose at Warren Moon. He had to go to Canada to prove himself. And here's the irony of Warren Moon defending Dak Prescott. I have thought that the one player Dak reminds me the most of in the Hall of Fame is that guy, Warren Moon. He is Warren Moon-esque. That's the way he plays.
He runs a little better than Warren.
Well, maybe a little better. But the throws are they're Warren Moon-like throws.
He can't throw that play like Warren.
Yeah, he can.
No, he can't throw it like Warren.
Yep.
No, stop saying that. He cannot. Listen, I played in a couple of Pro Bowls with Warren. I still believe Warren Moon is the greatest deep ball thrower of anybody in the history of the game. Now, Chris Carter caught passes from him. There are a lot of guys that caught. I don't know. I think he was gone by the time Randy got there. But Skip, he could throw the ball. He's a beautiful thrower of the football, and you could hear it. I mean, when he spin that ball, you could just hear it coming out of his hand, just like, woo, thing of beauty. But Dak Prescott is the Cowboys' best option. Now, hold on. You just out here last week had a champagne glass, and you just celebrating Mike McCarthy hire. And now all of a sudden, I can't get over you.
Well, in a vacuum, if you gave me Tom Brady for this 1 year, would I think we had a little better shot?
First of all, when the last time you picked up a vacuum?
Picked up a vacuum?
Yes. Exactly. That's
What
my
are you
point.
talking
And
about?
you keep talking about in a vacuum. There's nothing in a vacuum.
I picked one up the other day. I had to clean up a hazel mess.
First of all,
I did.
No, you didn't.
I did.
Stop doing that. No,
I
you didn't.
did.
No, you didn't. I made a we get Ernestine right here. Ernestine, like Skip.
I
you
have
did.
used the vacuum.
You did not. No, you didn't.
I have used the vacuum. That's a good quote.
Once upon a time.
Yeah, well, how about you? How many times have you picked up the
Every
vacuum?
night before I go to bed, I vacuum the kitchen.
Dude.
I wipe down the countertops. Joker break in my house right now, like, dang, they're clean.
Type
But you better
A
not let me catch you in
situation
there
over
when I.
here.
What does your staff do?
What you mean, staff? I ain't got no staff. I'm the staff.